Be patient.
Be patient. Lisa Briggs from the Briggs Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. We asked for questions on Facebook.
Yes.
That's why we're going to do it for the time
Yeah,
being.
I think I'm going to change my title to Lisa Briggs, plant psychologist.
Speaking of which, what have you here?
So I brought some things that if your fall containers are looking a little bit mingy, you can add. These are things other than mums. So we have asters. We have, this is cabbage or kale, chard, edible and beautiful. Pansies, of course, and if you plant pansies in your garden now, you probably get pansies next spring.
Seed.
They will seed. And then, of course, the ornamental peppers.
Don't eat them.
Edible, not delicious.
And seeds.
And I brought seeds because if you haven't had enough of veg gardening.
I think people have.
But if you haven't, if you've got some spots, you can add some new seeds in. What you want to do is on the back of the packet, you want to look through all the information and find the dates to maturity. And so you want to stick with things that are shorter, like I would go under 60, 45 is probably better right now. 45 days.
Okay. Let's get to some viewer questions. We got a couple about hibiscus.
Yeah, we're going to combine some questions,
Robin wants to know, how do you take care of newly planted hibiscus over the winter? Planted last year, actually had some blooms this summer.
Right.
And then Mary has an hibiscus from last year. Should she transplant it to a larger pot or leave it over winter?
Right. So I believe that Robin is talking about hardy hibiscus, which is a perennial plant here, and it will be fine. All you need to do with that, Robin, is when it's done flowering and we get a frost, cut it back to the ground. Just remember, as you saw this year, that they're late to emerge in the spring, so be patient with them. With your tropical hibiscus in a pot, I would not repot it now. I really like to do up potting when days are getting longer as opposed to getting shorter, which is what they're doing now. Just make sure that when you bring it into the house, Mary, I'm sorry, that you put it in the sunniest window and be prepared for some leaf drop because they don't like being moved around.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Diane Marie, this is rather dramatic.
Okay.
Why, oh why are my pumpkin plants only blooming for a month now with not a single pumpkin growing? The vines grew a foot longer this past week. Ton of flowers, not a single pumpkin.
So pumpkins need to be pollinated. There are male flowers and female flowers. And usually what we see happening is that the first ones are mostly male flowers, and if they're not blooming at the same time and they're not being pollinated, then that might be part of the problem. If you've got tons of flowers, it's not a fertility issue. I would say, though, that we're probably at the point now where if you don't have fruit forming, you're probably not going to get anything to be ripe enough. It's just not enough time. But this is a case for protecting our pollinating insects. That's why we really need them.
All right, Jeanette wants to know how to keep your potted mums lasting throughout the fall.
So when you buy potted mums, Jeanette, or anybody, what you want to do is look for plants that maybe have a few flowers open so you can really see the color, but are mostly buds. Because when you get them and they're fully flowered, and then we get the heat that we're going to get later this week, it just blasts all the flowers. They just don't last as long. What you can do, though, if you've got one that's, you know, when it's going to be really hot, I would move it into a shady spot, maybe on the east side of your house, so that the sun doesn't hit it and really get those flowers developing quickly. I just buy ones that are all buds.
Actually, our viewers are now answering the questions.
Gardeners are great because gardeners love to share information.
Deborah says water them every day.
It depends on what's happening to hers. If the flowers aren't lasting, that's not a watering issue. If the plants are wilting, then yeah, you need to check the water on them every day, not necessarily water them every day, but they're almost always way over potted.
All right, we gotta go. Thanks for the questions. Keep them on Facebook. Here's Kelly, one final check of the weather.
Yeah, beautiful Monday afternoon. A lot of sunshine, just a few puffy cumulus clouds, partly to mostly sunny skies today. Temperatures near 80. Later tonight after 10 o'clock, we are expecting a few showers. They should be pretty light, be out of here by tomorrow morning. First warm forecast keeps it cool the next few days, but we do heat up for the weekend. Temperatures near 90.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 5. Have a great afternoon.